And this week's focus is the rotated triangle, which is actually one of my favorite of all time yoga poses, because it's a forward bend, but it's also a twist. So what we're going to do this morning is loads and loads of twists into the spine to prepare your bodies. We start off with a nice shake out. We'll do a little bit of EBR2, rotated triangle, inner fire sequence at the end. So I'm going to invite you up to your feet. It's cold in here, so we'll start off giving both hands a shake. Oh, it's so nice to see you all. Lovely. Just feel that lovely vibration move into your thumbs, your first finger, index finger, middle finger, and your ring finger. So we're just shaking away any tension, any frustrations, my own. At least it's working now. And now start to feel that flow as it moves into the palms of your hands. Extensions of your heart. Feel it flow into your wrist, give your knees a bit of a bend. And let it ripple up into your elbows, into your biceps and shoulders. Feel the ground underneath your feet, feel steady and strong. And then let the hands just come up in front. Give them a good shake overhead. Lovely, then just pause. And in your pause, reach up, breathe in as you stretch. Lovely, and then breathe out, let your shoulders relax, let your arms come down either side of your body. Take the weight into your left leg, lift your right foot and circle your toes. So I did a bit of an experiment this week. I did a Drew Yoga video. I've not done one for a long time. And my teacher, she launched straight into shaking the foot and my foot wouldn't move. So I realised, so I tried to teach it that way yesterday, and it's not my way. You have to circle the foot first. And go the other way as well. And then give your foot a shake. Feel your toes loosening in the sole and your heel. And then allow that shaking movement just to ripple into your calf muscle. And into your knee. Thigh. Your hip. Lovely. Let the leg to come out in front. And then just take it across the body. Oh, very well balanced there. And then bring your foot back around, place it back down. Take your weight into your right leg, lift your left foot, circle your toes. So as you're at the receiving end of my camera, it took me 3 hours to try and get the camera like this. Tuesday I was half chopped off, I think, wasn't I? Go the other way as well. And then give your foot a shake. With your toes. Arch of your foot, the heel. And then let it go into your calf muscle. Just directing that awareness through your body. Into your knee. The thigh. The quadricep. And then let the leg come to the front. You're doing brilliantly. And then let your leg just go across for a second. Have a balance. And then let your foot come back around. And the best bit, pop your foot down and have a Friday move and a groove. I'm just going to move this chair out the way. There we go. The neat and tidy studio. Oh, I love it. Lindsay's going for it. And then just, you let your body just feel as though it's just made out of jelly for a second. So really get into that groove. And then come back to standing. And then we go straight down to the hips actually this morning. So just start turning from left to right. Let your knees be soft. Your hands just tap into the kidney area. We're just going to wake up the spine. Amazing dynamic being within your body. Just going to wake up the spine in a segmental way again. Just keep your arms low to begin with. Feel as though you're just turning your coccyx from side to side, rotating. And the arms are like an accessory. They just move around as though there's no bones in your arms. And let the arms lift up a bit now. So around elbow height, they start to tap into the mid-thoracic part of your back. And we're going to take them that bit higher to the shoulders. And then let your arms go up into that. I hope it's warm air up above in your room. Lovely. Let your arms come back down. Notice how different they are just from lifting them. And create space. Let your heels lift off the mat now. And as your heels lift, let your sternum lift as well and feel a lengthening. And we'll let the arms travel up again. Now this time I invite you to do it in your own time. So just bringing your arms gradually higher up. And when you're ready, let them go up into that space above again and really take up your space. Enjoy that twist. Twist away any tiredness, any sluggishness. We're blessed with a sunny day here in Sheffield today. And it makes you feel so much better. Your arms come back down now. And then let your knees bend. And just have a little sink down, stretch out your quads. I just want to say as well, Charlotte, it's you who's inspired my new lighting. I thought it'd be nice to pop a bit of colour in the background for you. So I hope it's not too distracting having a colour changing light behind me. And then just let your body come back to standing. A couple of breaths. Notice that your heart rate's increased. Now we're going to work with the shoulders in a, we're going to stretch out the sides of the body actually. So just separate your feet a little bit further apart. You might want to have your toes slightly turned out. Right hand comes up to shoulder height and you just reach across. And then the other arm reaches back in the opposite direction. And you feel as though you're pushing against something. You're clearing away. So it's a step and you're reaching into it. And you can bring breath in as well, so you can breathe out as you reach. We're going to start reaching up on the diagonal, up towards the corners of the room. Feel that wonderful stretch move all the way through your body, and you can just let the tip of your toe steady your balance. And the arms are going to go up overhead eventually. And as we get to that point above the crown, the movement changes and it changes into a pulling movement. So you can feel as though you're pulling in positivity, change, calm, peace. Moni used to say, imagine you're pulling in a cake. I'm going to go for peace and calm this morning. Acceptance, that's a good one, isn't it? And then come down to the ground. You might want to separate your feet a little bit more as you come down into that forward bend. And then when you get down here, just pause. Let your head, neck and shoulders relax and just let the body relax in that forward bend. You can bend your knees. Allow the crown of the head to sit just above the ground so you feel that pull of awareness down towards the ground. Take a few breaths here. And then just begin to walk your feet closer together and really bend your knees. So your belly rests onto your thighs. And this is a soothing thing to do. Now we're going to start to stand up really slowly. Engage your core muscles. Press the soles of the feet into the mat as you straighten your legs. Lift your arms up and stretch all the way up. Enjoying that lovely dynamic stretch. And then let your hands just come in front and fold down into your forward bend. And we're going to pause down in forward bend in Padhastasana, hand to foot pose. So just come down into your forward bend. You can bend your knees, let your belly rest onto your thighs again. If you wish, you can tuck your fingers underneath your toes, and that creates like a bit like a circuit. If you want, you can place your hands onto your thighs. But we're just going to pause here in this forward bend. And in your pause, feel as though a flow of awareness is rising up through your legs towards the base, and then down along the length of your spine towards the crown of the head. And just feel as though this pose is restoring you, restoring your body's natural energy levels. Okay, we're going to start to come up now. Again, engage your core muscles, your glutes, and slowly come up so you don't get dizzy. And if you wish, you can take your hands through the midline, take them all the way up. Raises that energy up. Let your head look up as well. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, just let those arms come down. Let that circle in front. Fantastic. So we just go to the shoulders, give your shoulders a few shrugs. And then we're isolating. So we're just lifting the right and then the left. And I just love this movement. It mobilizes your shoulders, your spine, your hips, your ankles, the feet. As you move, notice how the pressure of your body resting on the ground rolls along the soles of the feet. And start to let your elbows lift into it. When we do that, it stretches out intercostal muscles, the muscles that are between the ribs. Very difficult to stretch, and probably one of the most painful things ever if you pull one. So it's good that we do these movements. I say that because my friend's just got done that to his rib, and I showed him all our lovely movements on the ground that help. So from here, we're going to sink the arms down and create these circles. And this squeezes the kidneys and soothes the adrenals. A wonderful sense of letting go as you just let the arms move forwards. And then let's let it move into a very soft movement. Let your hands, your palms face one another, step wide, and explore your space. Close your eyes and just get into that beautiful flow. Just moving in your own unique way. And you can close your eyes and visualize a warm light between your hands. Warm glow. And as you move your hands around your body, it cleanses and restores your energy body, your body's subtle energy. Prana, chi, life force energy, many names. Or bending your knees and just transferring that weight around, softening into it. Start to slow it down. And as you slow it down, you can walk your feet closer together. And just start to encourage the hands to stop moving. And just pause with your palms facing one another. Close your eyes. And just gradually start bringing the palms closer together. You might feel warmth between your palms. You might not. And then just let your fingertips connect. Keep the fingers and the palms apart and let your thumbs point in towards your heart. So you create this mudra, just holding it up so you can see. And this is a mudra of harmony and balance. And with your thumbs pointing towards your heart center, just close your eyes for a few moments and take some slow and even breaths. Feel the body settling. And then let your fingers come closer together, let your palms come together. And just allow the hands to meet into the Anjali Mudra. Beautiful. Let your hands relax by your sides. And just let the backs of the hands come together in front, little distance apart. Breathe in, raise up. Breathe out, flow forwards, come down into your forward bend. Bending your knees, engaging core, rising up once more. Stacking each vertebra. Breathing in as you come up. And breathing out as you flow back down towards the ground. Feeling that stretch through your hamstrings. Knees bend and you start to stack as you lift back up. Okay, we're just going to go down one more time. And then this time rising back up. Keep your arms up as you rise. You let your palms come together overhead. And then we just let the body move over towards the right side. So you feel a stretch through the left. And then engage core, lift up and let the body ease over towards the left. Lovely, engage core, lift back up. Soften your knees, let both hands come down either side of your body while moving into the vitality breath. So right arm crosses in front of left, breathe in, lengthen your spine. Breathe out, soften your knees. Left arm crosses. Each time the arms lift, you take a breath in. As the arms come down and you breathe out. You can really tune into your body, into how you're feeling today. And as we work with this movement, it activates the heart center and the hatha. Indra yoga is often called the yoga of the heart. And when we work with the area of the heart, we start to draw in feelings of happiness and joy. Just having a moment, feeling into that, just having a sense of gratitude for bringing yourself here to yoga. Yes, we're going to pause now with the arms up overhead. Let the sternum lift, let your palms just come together. And then bend the elbows, bring the hands down so they come to your heart center. So if you've got any high blood pressure or heart problems, keep your hands quite low, so no further than your forehead. So what we're going to do is, first of all, breathe in. And then as you breathe out, you're going to straighten the arms and sink down. So you just bend your knees, lift your arms up. Breathe in as you straighten the legs. Draw the hands back to the heart. Breathe out, sinking down. So the knees are over the feet, the back is straight. And if you want to, you can lift your head up towards your wrists. And that opens up throat center, Vishuddhi. Lovely, let your head look forward once more, bring your hands down. Lovely. And just sinking down one more time. So as you breathe out, keep breathing normally in the pose. And then just separate your palms, so your palms face away, and then the hands come down either side of the body. I'm going to turn the palms up and sink back into the knees. Turn the palms away, let the hands come down. Just separate your feet a little bit further apart now. Sorry, excuse me while I pull my leggings up, falling down. Bend your knees, and we're going to go into a standing cat pose. So what you want to do is make sure you've got your feet a bit more than shoulder distance and your fingers are pointed in. And the first thing to do is just let your tummy hang loose and just relax there. Breathe out. And then engage pelvic floor, abdominals, glutes. Draw everything up towards the back of your spine, and you can let your chin come in towards your chest. And hold there for a moment. And then we're going to move from the base. So just start to tilt your pelvis forward and feel a ripple through each vertebra. And then let your head come up so you feel a stretch under the chin into the chest. And then reversing your drawing tummy button back up towards the spine. And this movement works with the out breath. As you reverse that way from the base, you start to breathe in. And feel it flow through each vertebra. It's a lengthening. Reverse as you breathe out. Moving in that beautiful way, the cat stretches its spine. And then looking forward once more. And then just one more. Flowing through that spine, really engaging those muscles, feeling that strength. And then come back into neutral. Give your wrists a shake out. I always find that quite heavy on the wrist. I'm going to shake out. Strong wrists. Lovely. And then our next movement is good. So go back into the same thing you were doing with your legs. So you bend your knees, bring your hands in. Now this time, all you're going to do is just twist and draw your right shoulder down towards the midpoint. Turn from the base of the spine and look up over your left shoulder. Now engage core, breathe in, lift yourself back to the middle. Take your left shoulder down and then turn from the base of the spine through each vertebra, and you're looking over your right shoulder. Lovely, breathe in, come back to the middle. Take your right shoulder down and then taking that time to twist through each vertebra. And then engage core, breathe in, come back to the middle. And then final time on the left. And then bring yourself back to the middle. You might want to take your feet out a bit more, you might not, and just come down into a forward bend, but holding your elbows. And just begin to move very slowly and steadily between your two big toes so you can feel your hamstrings stretching out. And then guide your right elbow towards the midpoint. And then all we're going to do is pull down on the shoulder, but you do it with your breath. So breathe in, and then as you breathe out, just pull down that right shoulder down towards the mat, and you feel a bit of space. And then just go back to that swinging. Very, very gentle. Take your left elbow towards the middle, breathe in, breathe out, draw it down. And then relax both arms down there. Walk your feet back to hip distance. Bend your knees so your abdomen rests onto your thighs. Take a breath or two. And then just slowly start to come back up to standing. I don't want you to get dizzy. Keep your arms low. Brought you back up because I want to tell you to get a block. So just get a block or a book or a cushion and just place it down in front of you. So you've got it there. You might not need it, but it's better to have them than to not, because yoga is all about comfort and making yourself feel comfortable while you're doing it. And through yoga, there's a big emphasis on no pain, no strain, ease and grace. Step your feet a bit wider apart. Have your knees. Again, it's working to the adductor muscles first of all. So we're going to come over towards the right side. Just bend your right knee and let your body just sink into that adductor stretch. And the adductor is the muscle on the inside of the thigh. Once you arrive into here, just feel that lengthening. Breathe in steadily. And then engage core, breathe in, lift up and sink into the other side. Sinking back down into the right. And you might find that you're moving a bit deeper this time. You breathe in, engage core, lift up and sink back into the left. And then just have a moment where you move between them. I was going to say skip between them, but that could be the wrong thing to say. Fabulous. Come back to centre and just fold forwards and place your hands onto, if you've got a block there, you can pop your hands onto your block. Or if you want, you can pop your hands onto the floor, it's up to you. And all we're going to do is just have your knees slightly bent. And this movement works with the breath. So as you breathe in, you just start to straighten your legs. You turn from the base of the spine, bring your hand towards your armpit, and then lift your arm up so it's vertical. And if it feels good for you, you can turn your head so you're also looking up. And breathe in this shape. Breathe out as your arm comes down and let it come into the armpit and then lower it down. So we're moving with great care. Now straighten your legs, turn in from the base of the spine towards the left, bring your hand in towards your armpit and then raise that arm up. Look up towards the arm. And then bend your elbows, soften your knees, breathe out as you fold it back down. Lovely, we're going to do the same again on the right. So straighten legs, turn from base of spine and then lift your arm up. Now with your arm up in that vertical position, just start to rotate the arm from the socket one way and then the other, so it squeezes away any tension. And then softly let the arm come down. Same on the left, straighten legs, turn from base of spine, arm lifts, and then your rotating happens. Super. Let that arm come back down. Relax down there with your body in that wide leg forward bend. You can slide your block or your book or your whatever you've got out of the way, bend your knees and lift back up, still in your wide leg shape. And so you've all come to my yoga long enough to know that I get stuck with things sometimes. And at the moment, I'm stuck with the goddess pose. Absolutely love it. So get your feet into a position where you feel comfortable and have your toes turned out at 5 past and 5-2. First of all, just tune down into your strong legs. Tighten up the muscles in them. Feel your glutes engage, your knees, calf muscles, and then just relax them. Strong legs. Legs are connected to Muladhara, so it's all part of your foundation. And then just let your knees bend and just let your body do a bit of sinking. A Drew Yoga ballet. And then come back up to standing. And the movement works in the same way as vitality breath. You just cross the arms over in front. You're breathing. Feel as though you're lifting away those legs. Let your knees bend and just let your arms circle down. Cross your left arm in front of right, breathing, and the body moves. Sink a bit more, come down a bit deeper. Breathe in, expand, lifting into your space, into your goddess pose. Doing great. Breathing in. Breathe out. Breathing in. Sink in as you breathe out. So we're really strengthening those adductors. And this time as you come down, just place your hand onto your thighs and get comfortable. So feel the weight down through the legs, the feet, the hips. Lift pelvic floor and draw in your lower abdominals. Let your sternum lift. Just take a couple of breaths. We're going to let the arms lift up either side of the body now and just give them a big clap overhead. Straighten your legs as you draw your hands down towards your heart. Breathe in. As you breathe out, we're going to sink down and straighten the arms. And then you peel the hands apart, circle your arms around. We're going to straighten the legs, lift up. Full lung of air, breathe out, sink down, let your palms open. And just allow yourself to settle into your strength, your power, your wisdom. Inner goddess, looking after yourself. Okay, let the arms lift up overhead, circle the arms all the way around, straighten legs, lift up, with a clap. Walk your feet back in and guide your hands down to your heart. Close your eyes and just stand in that strength, energy, power that resides within you. And then let your hands just come down by your sides. And then it's actually time to come down onto your tummies just for a moment or two. Come down into crocodile pose. Onto your tummies, feet, heels are in, toes pointed out. You place one arm down, the other arm comes on top, and your forehead rests on the back of your arms, and you just take deep breaths. And as your body is resting on the ground. All of the pressure is taken from the spine. Gives the energy centers chance to reset themselves. So as you lay and rest in Makrasana crocodile pose, just have a moment's body scan and scan up through your feet, your heels, your ankles, your knees, the thighs, the bones within the thighs, the hips, your abdomen resting against the mat. Breathe in here, and you press down. It gives the organs massage inside. And then feel that wonderful awareness, that space arrive into your chest. Shoulders, arms, hands. And just begin now to draw your heels in closer together. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders and lift yourself back into the extended child pose. So your arms are stretched out in front. If you want to, you can place your forehead down and just enjoy that restorative shape. And then refresh core, press down into your palms, lift yourself back up. So you are in the starting position from Majorasana cat pose. And then we're just going to work with a few flows of the cat. So first of all, just breathe out. Engage core, lift your spine and let your chin come in towards your chest. And then just reverse in that wave from the base. And just flowing from the base, having that awareness of each vertebra as you move. And if you want to close your eyes, you can just visualize, invite in warm, radiant light to nourish your spine, to help settle and remove any energy blocks. And then come back to neutral. And then we're just going to work with, first of all, work with what I call the wildcat. So let your body just have a bit of movement, moving in your own unique way. See how things are this morning. And then come back to neutral. And then all we're going to do is come down into the weaving cat. So just bend your right elbow, feed your left arm through and lower your shoulder down in the side of your head. And then when you arrive down here, just let the body relax down here. Let your breath flow. Engage core, press down into your palm, lift yourself back up. And then soften your left elbow, weave your right arm through, lower your shoulder and your elbow, and just bring the body down. We press down into your palm, lift back up. And then we work with it again, taking your left arm through, lowering down your shoulder, side of your head. Letting that breath expand into the shoulder, the side of the ribs. Press down into your palm and lift back up. And then one more on the left. And then when you rise back up, go back into pose of a child, but this time take your arms back. So your hands are by your ankles and your palms are facing up. Your forehead's down, and you just enjoy a few breaths, restoring your vitality, nourishing your digestive organs and stretching out your spine. Then you're going to start to lift up one vertebra at a time. Just take a moment or two to arrive back into the room. And just make yourself comfortable for a few moments. I knew I'd lost someone. It was because we went down and there was 6, and then I came back up and there was 5 on the screen, and we'd lost Chloe. Welcome back. I was just looking on my phone to see what had happened to you. So you come back just in time for a sit down. Perfect. So sit yourselves down. I'm going to do a lot of demonstrating now. The first thing I'm going to demonstrate is the Parisvrita Trikonasana, the rotated triangle pose. And this pose has always been a huge favourite of mine. I first learned it on my Madhurya teacher training course, and then I did a video in the studio many times. And there's a wonderful teacher we have in this Drew school called Lolita, and she's German, and she has the most amazing pronunciation of all the poses, and she's very precise. And I practiced and I practiced her pronunciation, Parisvrita Trikonasana, and then I saw her at a yoga show, and I somehow managed to get my pronunciation out, and she was, oh, amazing pronunciation, Kelly. Anyway, that's my little story. I love it. So I'm going to do a demo for you. I'm going to get my block, because the block makes things easier, and it's always important to make things easy for you and me. That's our rotated triangle. So I'm going to work with that before we do the sequence, so you really anchor it. And now I'm just going to do the inner fire sequence, and then I've added on an extra. I just keep putting extra poses in because it's just lovely. So I'll just flow through this for you. You know it anyway, but it's important to have the demos. There we are. There is our Padavita Trikonasana and inner Agni sequence, we can call it. So grab your blocks or your cushion or your block or whatever you might want to use, or you might not want to use anything at all. And place it down on the right hand side, because we're going to step to the right first of all. And then just make your way over towards the left side of your mat. But we're going to come into mountain pose first of all. We're going to come into Tadasana. And the first stage of when we work with the rotator triangle, Paravita Trikonasana, it works with your solar plexus energy. So Manipura, and it's all about that inner fire, digestive organs, and giving you that boost. So as we just stand in our Tadasana, let's get steady and strong in the legs. That strong foundation. Just feel your feet sinking down, your heels, knees are soft. Parking the pelvis into neutral. Breathe in, lengthen your spine, let your shoulders lift up, take your shoulders back. Feel the crown of the head, rise up. Let your palms come together in front of your heart. And then release your hands, let your hands come down, and then step to the right. Step as far as what's comfortable for you. And then we're going to turn the toes of the right foot 90 degrees. Lift your left heel up and take your left heel back. And it might need to go back a little bit more because we're going to turn into a forward bend. Before we actually turn, breathe in, let your arms lift up to shoulder height. And then we're just going to do a little bit of conditioning movement. So let your hands come down towards your side and let your hips turn. And then you'll know how much you need to turn your foot. And then come back to the front. Feels a bit awkward. Let the arms come down again. Swing the arms. Breathe in back to the front. And breathe out back into that twist. Now this time, place your right hand onto your hip. That's it, left arm extended out in front. And you can slightly bend your right knee if you wish. Now we're going to lengthen from the base of the spine, let your arm reach forward. And then turn your palm of your left hand up. And it's as though you've got something so precious in that hand. And you're going to lower it down to the earth. So just lower your hand down. And then here's where you can place your hand onto your block or the book, or whatever you've got. Now, take your awareness to the base of your spine and you're going to turn one vertebra at a time. So you're looking over your right shoulder. Fabulous. And then engage core, breathe in and let your right arm lift up. So your right arm is directly up above your body. And look up towards that right hand. Feel as though you're stacking each vertebra. So feel as though you're stacking your shoulders, actually. That's the wrong thing to stack. So you're stacking one shoulder on top of the other, and your torso is completely turned to the right. Okay, we're going to bring that hand down now. So soften your front knee. Let your hands sweep down past your hip, and then just pause with both hands in front of your foot. Really engage your glutes and core, and lift up from the base. So both arms are stretched out in front at shoulder height. You've got it. And then draw that left hand across as you bring your hips to face forward. That arm draws across, and it's like you're drawing light across your body. Turn your feet forward, breathe in. You're energized and full of vitality. And then come down to the ground and just relax down there. And this bit is key. It's really important because it tips everything into that heart space. And you can bend your knees down here and you can move in your own unique way. Really let your body relax. And then get your block, slide it over to the other side. So to the left side, walk your feet back to hip distance. And then unravel your spine one vertebra at a time. And come back up to standing. Good to see you getting warmer. Take a step over towards the right now, both feet. Arms come back together. Again, feel the body sink back into Tadasana mountain pose. Release your hands, let your hands come down and step to the left. Lovely. Turn the toes of your left foot 90 degrees. Lift your right heel, take it back. Core muscles on. Breathe in, let your arms lift up. And then we work with that that movement, that twisters a bit. You might need to adjust your heel back to the front, twist the hips. And then just one final one. Bring your left hand onto your hip. Right hand's extended out in front. Breathe in, lengthen spine, bend that leading knee and reach forward. Lovely. Turn the palm of your right hand up and lower that hand down, either onto the ground, onto your block, your book. Once you get down there, you're comfy. Turn from the base of the spine, really turn from the base to the top of the neck, and then lift your left arm up above your body. And in that shape, feel as though someone's holding your hand and they're just lifting that hand up and allowing you to twist to the left. Lovely. Bring your hand down now, let it pass by your hip, bending your knee. Pause with your hands in front of your foot. It's all right, you come up. If you're already up, that's fine. Bring your arms up shoulder height and then draw that hand across. Feel as though you're drawing that light across your body, filling you up. Turn both feet forward, breathe in. And come down, relax, down to the earth, plant it down there. Anchor in, letting go. And then let your feet come back to hip distance. Bring them back in, bend your knees and really enjoy standing back up. And take your hands all the way through the midline, raise them up. Breathe in as you come up. Such a gorgeous stretch. Your palms come together and your hands come down to your heart. And then just take a note of how you feel. Mental snapshot. Bring your hands down back to your sides. So I hope you feel full of energy, dynamic. It's going to work with the inner fire sequence. So I think what I was saying before is we start off with the earth poses. It rises up into, so we start with warrior pose, which are poses that connect you to the earth. They make you feel strong and steady in your body. We then work with the beamer, which takes that energy that little bit further and stretches the sides of the body and brings it more into Swadhisthana. Then we work with the rotator triangle, which comes into Manipur. So it works those three lower centers quite intensely. If you want your block, pick it up and pop it back down on the right hand side. I'm not going to use mine because it's a bit big. Up until the other day, the block was part of the laptop setup to get it high, but now I've got a webcam and it's mine again. Anyway, that's not important. Come back to standing on the left hand side and stand tall and strong into your mountain pose. Feel the crown of your head rising up. And let your awareness go down to your hips and then to your ribs. And just feel as though you're creating space between the hips and ribs. Your palms come together again. We start from that place of calm, focus. Release your hands, let your hands come down by your sides and step to the right. Feel grounded and strong through your legs, turning the toes of your right foot 90 degrees and lift your left heel back. This time you want to make sure your hips are forward. Core muscles on, feel your spine lengthen. Lovely, breathe in, let your arms lift up. And then as you breathe out, you let them settle. And always visualize that two poles are holding those arms. Breathe in again, lengthen your spine. And as you breathe out, let your hips sink down, bend that leading knee. and come into your warrior shape. And then check that your weight is through the legs and through the outside rim of your left foot. And then you turn in your head, so you look down the middle finger of that right hand. Wonderful. That strength building in your body, steadiness in the legs and the upper part of the body feels free. Bend your right elbow now and sweep your left arm over into your dynamic lemur stretch. Stretching through the hand, pressing down into the side of your foot. Gorgeous. Now let your awareness come into your hips and your left heel. Turn your hips forward, bring your left hand down to the inside of your right foot. Then turn from the base of the spine, so you're looking up over your right shoulder, and then lift your right arm up. You can straighten your right leg if you wish. Lovely. Stacking those shoulder blades, taking a couple of breaths. And then sweep the arm down so it passes by your hip, front knee bends. You pause with your hands in front of your foot, engage core, and start to lift the arms up to shoulder height. And then that left arm comes across the body. And then we just arrange the shape for the triangle pose. So you want to bring your right foot a tiny bit further in towards the midline. You can have your right knee bent if you wish. Keep your hips and pelvis steady, and then just let the body come over into that triangle shape, stretching up through the left arm, up above the body. You can look up towards your hand if you wish. In this shape, check that your breathing is steady, even breaths. The upward flow of energy from the earth. Let your left arm come down, let it circle towards the right. Bring the hand up, both palms face forward, feet face forward. And you just stand for a moment in that expanded position, feeling empowered, filled with vitality and strength. Take a big deep breath in and just flow forward down to the earth. Relax and let it all go. You can bend your knees, moving in your own unique way. You might want to be still, or you might want to move. If you're using your block, you can pick it up and pop it over towards the left. Begin to walk your feet back together, but even take your time with this. Bend your knees and come up to standing. Take a step over towards the right. Bring your palms back together. Breathe in, feel your spine lengthen. Just noticing the connection of the two palms. Tuning you into your heart. Release your hands, let your hands come down and step to the left. Lovely, core muscles on, spine lengthens, left foot 90 degrees, lift your right heel back, hips are forward, core muscles on, breathe in, let your arms lift, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out as you bend that leading knee, get your weight down through your legs, through your hips, coccyx slightly turned under and turn your head so you're looking down that middle finger of the left hand. Sinking into your warrior pose, amazing. Bend your left elbow, bring it onto your thigh, sweep your right arm over into your lemur stretch, and you're reaching through, really feel that stretch through your ribs. Letting go of anything that's been holding you back. Lift your right heel up now, take it back, let your hip turn forward, bring your right hand down, either onto the block or just on the inside of your left foot. Turn from the base of the spine and lift your left arm up above your body. Also turns towards the left. Big breath in here. Breathe out, sweep the left hand down past the hip. Hands just in front of you, put core muscles on, lift up, shoulder height. The left arm comes across the body. It's like you're drawing against something, palm space forward, you're doing great. Step your left foot in a tiny bit more towards the middle, maybe take the heel back. Bend your knee if you wish, or you can keep it straight. Breathe in and breathe out into your triangle pose. Arm lifts up above the body, head looks up. Just check your breathing steady. Any sensation and feeling in the body. Lovely. Let that arm come down into that circle. You lift up, palms face forward, feet face forward. Breath in. Come down. Settle and sink down. Really soften into that forward bend. And stay down in this forward bend as long as it's comfortable for you. When you're ready, start walking your feet back in together. Bend your knees and just start to lift up. If you want to take your hands through the midline, you can. All the way up. Okay, we're going to end with something called the Akash Mudra. And it's a mudra of space. And to create the Akash Mudra, just draw your hands down a little bit. And then you want to link the ends of your thumb and your index finger, and you create, yep, you know it. So you've got this, it's like a triangle shape. And with your Akash Mudra, all you want to do is just lower it down a little bit and then tilt it. So it's like you're looking through that triangle shape and you've got that throat center open. Just take a couple of breaths. You want to have a little bend in your elbows. That's it. Mudra of space. Creativity. And then just let your hands, your thumb and your first finger come together. And then we're just going to draw the hands around in a garland shape. Just sealing in this practice. I've just added this in. Let your palms come together. Unite in front of your heart. Close your eyes. Stand in your power. Energy and calm that you've created. And then you might just want to release your hands. And then invite you to come down onto your backs. Lay down onto your backs. We'll do a few stretches first. I'm going to run over a little bit because we were late starting. I hope I'm not going to make you late for anything. And I've got my singing bowls with me. I think I've managed to set it up so you can hear them, but we'll find out when it happens. So I really want you to tell me afterwards if it's horrible. I really need you to tell me. So the first thing that you people are going to do is come down onto your backs and bring your knees into your chest and just rock from side to side. And just feel that wonderful pressure rolling along the sacrum. And each time the body moves, feel that feeling of relaxation growing within you. Relaxing that sacral bone. Place your hands onto your knees and just circle the knees around. A few circles to the right and then a few circles to the left. And we're going to hug the knees in. Breathe in, breathe out, and just press the knees down. And then just start to stretch your legs out onto the mat. Slide your legs away. And then let your heels press down, let your toes roll out to the sides. Let your palms face up. And you want your palms a little way away from the body. And as your body moves into that place of stillness, if you've got your blankets and warmth, make sure that you're warm. Included. I'm just going to scan through the body. Once you arrive down there, begin your body scan. Yeah, pop your blankets over you because it's very cool in my yoga studio today. So you're just scanning up from your feet, checking in with the heels, the toes, calf muscles, the knees, hips, small of the back, the chest, your arms and your head. And as you begin to lay back, first of all, just blink your eyes shut. And then open your eyes really, really wide. And then just do a couple of blinks to your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And then have a yawn, have a sigh. Let your eyes close and relax. Hear the sound of your breath and that expansion in your body. Feel into that space the breath creates. And as you breathe out, let your awareness go down to the soles of your feet. And we're just going to tighten the muscles in the feet, tighten your toes, press your feet into the mat, breathe in. And then as you breathe out, let your feet relax. You tighten the calf muscles now and the knees, squeezing into those areas, breathing into them. And as you breathe out, the breath relaxes you. Tighten the quads and the glutes now, lift pelvic floor, core muscles, breathe into that area of strength in your body. Keep breathe out, relax. Pressing the sacrum down into the floor, base of the spine, breathing in, breathe out. Let awareness rise up now into the mid part of your back, the mid-thoracic. And just feel as if you're gently pressing that part of your spine down to the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. And then coming up to the shoulders, and just see if you can draw your shoulder blades together a little bit. And breathe in again, feel the expansion in your chest. And then as you breathe out, let your shoulders come down, let your arms relax. And then roll your arms in towards your body. Breathe in again. And breathe out, roll the arms away, let your palms face up. And then just begin turning the head to the left and the right sides. Turning your head to the left and the right. And then start to slow it right down. Be mindful of any sensations, feelings. Let your head come back to the middle. And then let the focus come into your face and really furrow up your brow. Wiggle your nose, wiggle the jaw. Just for a few moments there, just feel the body softening as you relax the face. And then we're going to move the awareness back to the feet. And just let your awareness come into the feet. Notice if there's any sensations here. Just visualize the feet in your mind's eye, your heels. Breathe out. Let your awareness now come into your calf muscles, your knees. Just let that awareness move through here, soothing and nourishing as it moves. And breathe out. Allow that feeling, that nourishing feeling to move into your thighs, into the back of the thighs and front, and into the bones within the leg. You can breathe into it here. And if any parts of your leg need a little bit of extra relaxation, send that awareness in now. And breathing out and relaxing both of the legs. Moving into the pelvic bowl. Let your awareness just settle here for a moment. Become aware of any sensations, feelings within your body. And then breathe into that area, get relaxed and soothed. And breathe out. Allow that soothing feeling to come into the front of the body, into the abdomen. Breathe it out. Coming up through your spine now, mid-thoracic part of your spine, into the shoulder blades. Just allow that soothing feeling to nourish that area. And you can breathe into the mid-thoracic part of your back, your shoulder blades, and let that expansion move into the front of the body, into the chest. And just let go. Soothing feeling now in your hands and your fingers. Just notice how it feels here. Breathe out. And then finally we come up to the throat, upper part of the chest and the face. And just allow your awareness to be here for a moment or two. And you can breathe into that zone, soothing and nurturing. Just allowing a feeling of kindness now to emanate through the cells within your body. Kindness, that feeling of nourishment. I'm just inviting you now to breathe in and allow that nourishing feeling to move deeper into the very core of your being. And as you breathe out now, I'm just going to invite you to spend a few moments simply resting here in your place of relaxation. Let's start this process of coming back into the physical body. As you return to your physical body, just notice how different it feels. Vitality is restored, fresh energy, and amazing well-being. Just start to deepen the breath now and hear the sound of that breath entering into your body, filling you up. And as you breathe out, start to move your fingers and toes, start to move the face. Invite a smile to greet your lips. And then start to move in your own unique way. And in your mind's eye, allow yourself to be transported out into the countryside. And the day is a day like today, and the skies are blue, and there's a feeling of optimism around you. And you start to breathe in and allow this feeling of joy, this feeling of well-being to flow down into your body. And it can travel in on the rays of the sun, drawing in that light. And feel that warm light on the crown of the head, on your face, and allow that light to rejuvenate you and allow it to flow down through your body like a river of light, flowing down into the spine, flowing down into your arms and into your hands, into the organs within your body, resetting you, filling you with vitality. Just deepening the breath now, and that radiant light pours down into the base of the spine. It resets your energy centers and brings balance on all levels. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and energetically. Radiant light now flows into your legs and into your feet, into your toes. And it's time to start moving, time to turn over, whichever side's good for you this morning. Just turning over now and feeling the ground underneath. And just starting to have a vision of sitting back up, and when you're ready, bring yourself back into that seated position. Just come back into a nice seated position, just making your way back up. It's been a very, very deep relaxation, so please take your time. Just coming back into that seated position, keeping your eyes closed. And just had a quick look through my wonderful book for a quote for you. And I've got a quote from Oprah Winfrey. I love Oprah Winfrey. I'll read it to you. It says, "What I know for sure is that you feel real joy in direct proportion to how connected you are to living your truth." Let's read it again. What I know for sure is that you feel real joy in direct proportion to how connected you are to living your truth. Just allowing those words to move through you. Let your palms come together and rub your palms together so warmth comes into the hands. And then with your hands nice and warm, place your palms over your eyes. Let the eyes start to open. Separate your fingers. Let the light trickle in. And then you start to give your face a tap. Get yourself back into physical body. Give yourself a dust off. And give yourself a nice big nourishing. There's always the other side as well. Just taking the arms up overhead, let your palms come together. And your hands come down to the center. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.